Give it up to Tom Brady to switching up on his day ones, man. Tom Brady here in 2020, 2021 was working out with Shedeur Sanders coming out of high school. Four-star recruit. Basically giving him the ropes. Dion called him and he said, yo, can you work out with my son? Brady did. Brady was like, oh, I love Shedeur Sanders. Coming out of high school, four-star recruit going to, Jackson State at the time. He was like, this kid is absolutely phenomenal. Brady always said great things about Shedeur, and Shedeur looked up to Brady, wearing number 12 now that he's been drafted with the Cleveland Browns. You know why? Because of Tom Brady. But Shedeur Sanders obviously had that very, very, very popular, topic that he went from being ranked as the number 2 quarterback in the draft, not leaving the top 5 of the draft, to being drafted way later, mid-round. So, Brady ends up, having a lot of power with the Raiders, with Mark Davis. Basically, Mark Davis said, you're running the show. I want the Raiders to be competitive again. So Tom Brady has been given a huge amount of power when it comes to drafting, signing players, and decision-making when it comes with the Raiders. So he came out on a podcast basically saying, when a quarterback throws a touchdown pass, I actually watch to see what he does to celebrate. And many times, Shedeur Sanders does the little watch thing, right? And Brady says, oh, I hate when they're doing their little celebrations, the guns, or, doing whatever, but not with the O-line. He said that every time he threw a touchdown, he would celebrate with the O-line, and the O-line would go to the end zone, and they celebrate as a team because he felt that would strike fear into the opponent's defense, that this team was such a unit. And that he can't stand when young quarterbacks are celebrating alone, not with their teammates when they score a touchdown, alluding to Shedeur Sanders' little watch wrist when he throws a touchdown and he celebrates. So, this is literally a subliminal shot towards Shedeur Sanders. Alright, you can't really tell me another quarterback that he's really alluding to here. And it's very ironic because this is literally not a few months after Shedeur Sanders absolutely slid down the draft. And then Brady has been getting emotional with the likes of Skip Bayless. Now, Skip Bayless, you can have his opinions about him, right? You say, oh, Skip is looking for clicks. Oh, he's falling off. You can say this, that, and the other. But Skip Bayless is spot on when it comes to this. Because Tom Brady had 5 rounds to select Shedeur Sanders. I get it. Oh, you already had your pick with Gianti. All right. Or Ashton Genty. Sorry. He was solid there at the number 5 pick. Boom. You end up selecting Ashton Genty. Whatever. You got your running back. You had running back problems. He's the number 1 running back. People are saying he's generational. He was Heisman caliber. I get it. You picked them. But when it comes to the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and so on, why aren't you selecting Shedeur Sanders if you're so high on him? And you have the power, Tom Brady. You definitely have a say-so on the 3rd round pick for the Raiders. So why wasn't Shedeur Sanders selected? Because that 3rd round pick that you got, or 4th rounder, they could be cut tomorrow and it won't matter. Shedeur Sanders was your boy. If Shedeur Sanders wasn't, the talent you were absolutely praising him for, why don't you select him with a 3rd or 4th round pick before he ends up falling so far in the draft? I get the 1st round. 1st round, you know what, Brady? I get it. You were going for the running back. You thought running back was important. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th, keeps going. You're letting them go. You're picking random O-linemen that aren't going to be in the league in 5 years. This is a low risk, high reward. But Brady didn't believe in him. And Skip Bayless calls him out. And he called Skip an idiot. An idiot. So, to me, that is an emotional man who's been called out for an action he did that he does not want to be publicly accounted for. You did not want Shedeur Sanders because you didn't like Shedeur Sanders, if it was off the field or whatnot. But I still think to this day, and he's a Cleveland Brown and I'm a Steelers fan, that it was outrageous that Shedeur Sanders fell out of the 1st round as a whole. We haven't seen anything close to this since Lamar Jackson being the 32nd pick, and he didn't fall out of the 1st round. Everybody knew he was 1st round, caliber. But the fact that he went in the 5th round, guys, that's unbelievable right there. And, Cam Ward even says it. he thought that he was gonna be definitely in the top 5. That just shows. And Tom Brady it's just shameless, man. Shameless. You could come out and say, "Oh, we just didn't think quarterback was a necessity. We wanted to address other parts of the team." But instead, you're just absolutely not trying to address it. You're avoiding it. Then when somebody pulls the hammer on you and says, "Brady, you could have picked them, but you didn't want to," and you're getting called out, you're being emotional, calling him an idiot. Why is he an idiot? You're just going to say that because he had the balls to call you out, Brady. And, like the same thing is always reoccurring with Brady. He does not take accountability for his actions. That is a full thing that we've seen throughout his whole NFL career. He's gotten caught cheating, he's gotten caught lying, and he's never taken accountability. And now he is a vocal point of the front office for the Raiders. And it's still the same Tom Brady that he'll always be, which is two-faced. I'll say it again, two-faced. Brady is two-faced. And I'm glad Skip Bayless would put the hammer on him and Brady got his pants in a pickle, because that is what we need more of. People just blatantly blaming Brady because Brady deserves the blame. How are you going to be the guy that gets the power and not select Shedeur and say, "It's not my fault we didn't select Shedeur"? No. It's you, man. It's like saying, "Oh, Howie Roseman, man, why'd you select, who traded for A.J. Brown?" And Howie Roseman's like, "That's out of my hands." No, it's literally in your hands. It's in the job description, my guy. It's absolutely, generational gaslighting from Tom Brady. But hey, shout out Skip on this one. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Do you think Brady had the power to select Shedeur Sanders, or is Skip Bayless an actual idiot? And I'm going to actually side with Skip Bayless on this one.